Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, it is time for your nightcap. Yes, for the first time ever, we're recording this at nighttime. It's the ARP podcast, ARPG podcast. It's episode I actually do not remember. It's Guru. It's Chewy. We're 30 minutes late. Please explain how you forgot your passwords, Chewy.
I just don't remember the passwords of the YouTube channel no more.
This is why I say it's always good to have like a sheet on your computer with all your passwords.
No.
Well, how are you, Chewy?
I'm tired. It's dark outside, man.
I know, we usually record these around the afternoon to like early morning. It's hard to believe. Anyway, today's bit different, it's gonna be a little bit lax. Only one episode for like a majority of the shows are out, so we'll give more of like our opinions of where we can see the series going and if we expect it to be good. But first, I want to burn something to the ground. Lucas probably won't be as harsh. It's rare that we get to talk about video games, so let's talk about CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk 2077.
Sad day.
Now, I have not played Cyberpunk 2077, and I never planned to, so me watching the game turned out to be a buggy, middling mess is hilarious. But Lucas plays the game. So Lucas, has it at least been playable for you?
I mean, yeah. The main storyline and the side quests and everything and all the the combat gameplay and hacking gameplay, I suppose, and all the kind of the main aspects, they're workable. There are a few bugs every once in a while, but you know what? Some games have bugs. A lot of games have bugs, actually. Very beginning.
Yeah, a lot of games have bugs, ain't that the truth?
But I don't know, as I play through the game, I've started to realize that there are some things that probably should be worked on a little bit more, but they're not game breaking, they're noticeable. They're very noticeable. There are points that are definitely really annoying as well. They're not, again, game breaking, but they can get really annoying later on with time or in certain situations. But right now, there are ways to get around it. It's just, again.
So what Lucas is saying is he's one of the lucky ones, because we've all seen horror stories of this game, right? And that really brings up the question: is that should game developers, and especially game developers and publishers, be more liable to stuff? Because we saw what CD Projekt Red was promising was going to be in the game, right?
Pretty much.
And it got to the point where it's been confirmed that they purposely withheld the PS4 and Xbox One copies for reviews till after, to hide the fact that those were just completely broken.
Yeah, and then they kind of lied on that gameplay footage there with the trailer for the PS4 and PS5 comparison.
And that's the thing, though, is because everybody's just like, oh, they shouldn't have just released them. Do people forget that this game was coming out for the PS4 and PS5? I mean, PS4 and Xbox One since what? Day one?
Yeah, it was already confirmed back when they were releasing the main trailers. Yeah, the main trailers, the main announcements, yeah. Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, they just shouldn't have released it. Well, again, this game has been coming out on the PS4 and Xbox One since day one. You're telling me it's this much of a buggy, muddled mess to the point where half the stuff they don't even promise, they promised, isn't even in? I mean, for God's sakes, they promised stuff like flying cars.
I don't know about the flying car parts.
No, they did, because there's an Easter egg in The Witcher 3, which is literally a hint to the game where they say there's going to be bodies being morphed, and the final thing was flying carriages.
Oh, I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, it's an Easter egg in The Witcher 3.
Though, what kind of was kind of a little bit doesn't make sense in my head, at least when I'm thinking about it, is that the fact that like the next gen consoles can run it just fine. Like how is it originally
okay? Like
no, like I've actually asked some PS5 and they run just fine. There's like not as much as a buggy miss. It's almost like the PC version in a sense. It runs just fine.
It's just still buggy from what I've seen. The issue with the things though is the frames. Like they checked, I think PS4 couldn't hit 60. It would stay at like 30-ish.
Dude, PC can't even go that high.
But like that's the thing. Here's the thing. It's based on a next gen idea, right? And the fact that you can't even come close to 60 is kind of, it's just like a little bit more on the pile that's already been piled upon, right?
Yeah, so it's more optimization, I find, and of course some really.
But we also got to remember there was never a
promises.
PS5 version. It was just the PS4 playing on the PS5, right?
Yeah, which just makes it even.
Like, we really need to start asking: is there going to be a time where developers and publishers are going to, like, these lawsuits that are piling up, right? Are they going to actually mean something? Because we saw years ago with Hello Games and No Man's Sky, how they promised the moon and they didn't even come close to Pluto, right?
Yeah, but then with the whole No Man's Sky, they finally brought a few of their promises afterwards as time went by.
We'll give them credit. No Man's Sky, by all intents and purposes, now is a pretty damn good game.
But you had to give them time, though.
But that doesn't excuse, like, the pretentious bullshit at the start, right?
No, I suppose not, for sure.
Like, CD Projekt Red had said multiple things about their game. Hell, you can look on Reddit and find just a whole list of cyberpunk lies, right? So here's a Reddit one. I'm just here telling you, like, there's like, I'm trying to find it, but there's a whole list about, like, all of the lies that cyberpunk had, right? And, like, the thing that I don't even understand is, like, the game in itself is seemingly, from what I've seen, is basic as fuck.
Yeah, there's a guy who actually goes through the official YouTube trailers and just whatever video time tags the video parts and then just writes down notes about every single lie.
Like everything they quoted,
everything they said, yeah, and he's just like just puts a note and tells them nope. And the reason what they actually ended up doing in the end.
The thing that I like, the video I mostly reference now is Beat 'em Up's video, the one about CD Projekt Red, right? And it feels like what he said is true, that nothing matters in this game, right?
Yeah.
The two things he pointed out that kind of broke me were when you are given chances to do non-lethal takedowns or lethal takedowns, right?
Mm-hmm.
The dialogue doesn't change. So, for example, you could go around just stealthily taking out people in non-lethal takedowns, and a guy will literally say, "Man, I've never seen such a bloodbath before." Or you could go around shooting up the place. He's like, "Man, I can't believe you got through without there killing one person." Like, are you kidding me? How's that acceptable? Add on to the fact that by his calculations, most of the dialogue doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get his exact numbers of, like, he calculated what he believed mattered and didn't matter. And it was something like maybe 2% of the dialogue actually matters towards the ending.
Yeah, it's the I think it's most of the main quests or main side quests that deal with
but even I can't be the one who thinks that's insane when the game is literally built around that Fallout style where you're talking with people constantly, right?
Mm.
And it turns out that, out of the thousands of lines of dialogue, 2% of it actually means a thing. Like 2% actually affects what ending you're getting.
Yeah.
Isn't that just it's frustrating, right? Because we see everybody was talking about how CD Projekt Red before this could do no wrong, right? Because of The Witcher. Like, you've played The Witcher, haven't you?
Yeah. And it's fun.
Is it as good? Yeah, like that's the thing. People
it's also has some glitches, but again, that's I think
and
that age with fine wine though is that type of glitch.
And like glitches aren't an issue in a sense of bugs are going to happen. No game's going to be released flawlessly, right? No. Like Breath of the Wild had issues. God of War will have issues, right?
You're going to have your immersion problems.
Like it's bound to happen. There's no such thing as a perfect game.
No.
There's no such thing as a perfect form of entertainment, really, when you think about it. But it's just the amount of stuff that just seems outright broken in this game.
Yeah.
And the amount of stuff that CD Projekt Red said was going to be in this game and it isn't. And I think, honestly, probably the worst part is the augmentation in this game. Like, the whole premise was built around modifying yourself, right?
Yep.
You barely get to see anything. It's literally just clicks on a screen.
Like, oh yeah, and if you actually getting the parts being added or something.
Yeah, like remember in 2012 when it showed like the girl in the trailer who had a blade for an arm?
Mm-hmm.
Like that just seems like completely far-fetched now when literally the modifications are you literally click a button and there you got it.
Oh yeah, dragging it over and stuff like that, adding it to it.
Like why can't we see them actually modifying? Why can't there be a little cutscene of a guy just tinkering with your arm or tinkering with your leg, right?
That's true.
Like just something, right?
That only happens in the very beginning, but yeah, I guess. Could be something like you always sit down so that you could take a look at this. That actually, yeah, that was actually kind of interesting because I never expected it not to be that way. Because like when you first meet Ripper Docs, you meet the first Ripper Doc, and they walk you through that entire thing. But it turns out that is a cutscene technically in a sense.
Yeah, and I think there's like maybe 2 Ripper Docs.
No, there are multiple. There are a lot of Ripper Docs. But the thing is, they're all vendors, though. They're all vendors.
Yeah. Like, it's just...
They don't sit you down on a chair. They don't do anything with you. You just stand there and you talk to them, just like you do with the gun guy and the food
And then all
people.
of a sudden it turns out, oh, you got swords for arms.
Yeah.
Like...
I think also you don't necessarily need to go to the Ripper Doc as well, I think, to go and put the parts in. No, but then again, I haven't really gone to that part to really check that out if that's true or not.
And that's really where my issues are, is that they promised the moon, they didn't even come close, they lied about the quality of the game on the system it was already guaranteed to be shipping out on. Like, imagine if this released last year, right?
Right, yeah.
And then it's just, are we getting to a point where it doesn't matter how many good video games there are out there, the bad ones are going to tarnish the industry?
Yeah, I mean...
Because this is bad. And like,
I kind of can't agree with you in this sense though, Marcel, because underneath all the lies, unfortunately, kind of like No Man's Sky in a bit, there is a big diamond to polish. And I know that is a lot of like what ifs, and there's possibilities, and then there's no guarantee that CD Projekt Red will come through in the end on anything.
But that shouldn't be an excuse for all the lies and deceit, though.
No,
like,
but at the same time, there's a lot of games that do that, though. We have to remember that there are definitely a few other AAA titles we just don't remember, probably because it's been so freaking long that a game this big has been hyped. Because
it's been a while since we've seen something this big outside of maybe Destiny 2 a couple of years ago, and even then, that was an unmitigated disaster at launch.
Yeah, again.
Like, I'm not going to sit here and say Cyberpunk's a bad game. It's by all intents and purposes an enjoyable romp that could probably give you a good amount of time of entertainment.
Yeah.
But I feel like it does beg into question, are developers and publishers allowed to pretty much say whatever they want, and should that be an issue? Because we see it all the time now.
I know, but like we also see that in everything else, though, Marcel. It's marketing. It's toxic. It's terrible, but that's literally what marketing is sometimes. Most of the time, too. And,
right.
And then we're not just talking about entertainment in general either. Remember, politics are pretty much the same way.
Oh,
and
don't
a lot
get
of
me
everything
started
else.
on politics.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is that everyone wants to just chat it up, right? Not everybody is giving the full truth. And in most cases as well, they're trained in a way to basically try to underline certain things, but they never actually say it. Sometimes they're trained to say it in a way that almost you think automatically, oh, it's gonna be like this, but they never said it like that way. They're just making it so it seems like it, right?
I mean, there was lots of stuff that they said were going to be in the game, but like.
In this case, yes, there are definitely a few things, but when you go back as well, I think there's also a few moments where we kind of also
there's no denying that a lot of fans overhyped this game to the point where it was going to fall.
Well, I mean, not just that, but they also kind of just,
are we just going to continue to repeat the cycle every couple of years with the next big title?
I don't know.
Because it's getting kind of depressing, because they do deserve to be punished.
Yeah.
They do deserve to be hit hard for this, and I hope a lot of the lawsuits go through and end up ruling against CD Projekt Red. And I know that's harsh, but like, games are becoming more expensive every year. You saw what NBA 2K was trying to do. They were trying to raise the price to $80 freaking dollars in America.
Yeah, and on a game where you still do microtransactions as well. Like, it's insane, honestly.
Like, there's a lot of issues with the gaming industry right now that just need to be ironed out. We got Nintendo shutting down Smash tournaments because they were using a mod to help fix Nintendo's netcode for Smash.
That, I think, is something to do with IP, and I'm not.
It's literally because of the mod. If they weren't using the mod, they would have let it go on.
But I don't know. I feel like that, Marcel, is touching.
What I've stated about that is I can't get mad at Nintendo for doing it because it's within their legal right.
It's intellectual property, I'm pretty sure. That's one thing I do not know if we should really not talk about, but that we should consider being wrong or not in this case.
It's wrong because they shut down something that's literally there to promote them.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't know. How would you...
here's the question, Chewy. What bad thing would have come on if that tournament happened?
I don't know, Marcel. I'm not Nintendo in this case, though, because, again, this is kind of tricky. This is intellectual property.
But how would them using a mod, right, hurt Nintendo at all?
I don't know. The fact that they're I don't know. Maybe that's
Like,
tarnished not just pride, but also like the fact that they're showing that, hey, we could fix up games better than Nintendo can. I don't know.
Yeah, but we see that with modders everywhere. Look at Total War, for example. There's tons of mods on Total War that could make Total War better than what CA has, right?
Yeah,
CA doesn't shut that shit down just because it's against them.
No, but they don't televise it either, do they?
I believe they have televised at least a couple modded tournaments.
Oh, have they?
I'm almost certain that they have. I also know that there's probably a lot of YouTubers who are in with CA who probably promote modded stuff. Like everybody talks about SFO, right?
I don't.
As the way to play Warhammer 2, and it's being promoted by guys who are literally CA YouTube, like in their CA good books.
I still don't. I don't really know. I'm not gonna make a comment because I don't know what direction Nintendo's coming from. Maybe they're seeing something that we don't see. And honestly, it's still within their rights. That is still within their rights, and people need to respect that. Is the thing, is that it's still legal, and it's not like they're being malicious about it. They just said, "Please don't do this."
It just feels really dickish.
Yeah, but like at the same time, Nintendo's
but I
a lot of
also
other
think it
stuff.
has a lot to do with Western and Eastern views, right? Since it wasn't Nintendo of America that shut it down, it was Nintendo of Japan.
Okay, yeah, you know what? I could understand that too. Maybe it's something to do with a little bit of pride or something. I don't know.
But in the end, it just every year I look at video gaming and I see like awesome stuff, right? Like 2017 to 2018 was Breath of the Wild and Persona, right? Those were great games. Then in 2018 we had God of War. 2019 we had nothing. And then of course 2020 we had a bunch of other great games, right? But even during that, there were so many stuff. Like EA's been embroiled in 50 million lawsuits over loot boxes. Take-Two, I mean, not Take-Two, 2K and NBA 2K, which is just, they have literal gambling on it, Lucas.
I mean, technically so does EA Battlefront.
Yep. And it's just...
Star Wars Battlefront, too. I'm pretty sure
when are we going to get... And then we also can't forget Ubisoft and all those sexual assault allegations. But, like, when are we going to get to the point where video gaming feels less dirty?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. And you know what? Maybe we need a shining light. Maybe we need a beacon.
Nintendo games.
Maybe we need a company to stand up and just...
Everybody thought that company was CD Projekt Red, and look what happened.
Again, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't expect CD Projekt Red to be the savior, honestly.
The internet was saying how CD Projekt Red couldn't do anything wrong, how they have this squeaky clean record.
I don't know.
Look what happens when you get your hopes up.
I don't know. I thought it was going to be pretty good because, you know, The Witcher 3 and based off the other stuff they've done, but being the guiding light so far, I don't know. I mean, they have some pretty good... They had some, like, decent business ethics when it was dealing with a GOG and stuff like that. But, I don't know. We need some sort of company to step up. Not get, you know, corrupted by everything that's gone on so far.
Like, at least we can rely on Nintendo releasing good games. They got Bravely Default 2 coming out next month. That's going to be good.
Oh, yeah. And then we can also rely on just some random indie companies come out with some good indie games.
Oh, and speaking of good games coming out, Persona 5 Strikers is finally coming to the West on
Switch.
The Switch, Steam, and everything is coming next month as well.
It's interesting.
So that's going to be great. Apparently, it was delayed on release because of COVID.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was, the recording for the English version was supposed to start on April 2020, but it got delayed when, COVID hit. Anyway, let's move on to what happened this week in the anime releases. Now, sadly, Chewy only watched 2 things, but it's also the first episode. So, really, what I want to go through, do it this week, is go through, the big shows.
Wait. We also forgot to mention, we literally haven't even waited a week for the stuff to even come out. We've recorded barely 4 days since our last episode.
And
I just want to say in record, I did not get to watch
we recorded on the 30th. It's been over a week. The first episode of the winter season was actually last week.
Well, still didn't let everything have a first episode just yet. I haven't even got to watch Mushoku Tensei, which was
we can use this as an idea of talking about where we hope to see shows go.
Well, that and just initial thoughts, I suppose.
Yeah, because we did talk about our previews last week, but I feel like now we can go in a little more depth in them. So I kind of want to start with the shows airing today on Monday, which is starting with, for me, it's Uma Musume.
Yes, horse racing.
Fuck off, I love it. I watched the first episode. I haven't watched second episode yet, but I watched the first episode. I'm sitting there just oh, this is everything I loved about this show.
I'm just gonna put down a note right here, big letters. Rule 34.
Of course you are. Look, Chewy, keep your hentai list out of this.
I'm just saying, Rule 34. It exists.
There's really not much to say about Uma Musume. It's charming, it's fun, it's animated really well. And it's just going to be a blast to watch. But again, let's remember, this season is dominated by the sequels. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of them.
Isn't Uma Musume's second season, isn't it?
Yep.
So it's part of the sequels. I don't know what you're talking about.
But there's just a lot of them. Yeah. Am I the only one getting sequel overload?
Yeah.
We got Uma Musume 2, Re:Zero 2 Part 2, Beastars 2, Promised Neverland 2, Laid Back Camp 2, Slime 2, Cells at Work 2.
Last episode?
I just want to point it out again because, again, it's sequel overload.
Yeah, bring it on. Give me No Game No Life Season 2.
We've been wishing at that for years, Chewy. It's never going to happen.
Give me the Troublesome Kids from Another World Season 2.
Oh, I miss Mondachi.
Mondachi, come back!
But in terms of first episodes this week, Re:Zero continued to be fantastic. Promised Neverland continued to be immersive. We got Laid Back Camp being comfy as all hell. Nun Nun Biori comfy as all hell.
Did they even air Back Arrow yet? I haven't even seen that yet.
What one are you looking for?
Back Arrow.
Back Arrow.
I haven't seen that one.
Yes, they did.
Oh, they did? Okay, I'm going to look there.
It's also 24 episodes.
Yeah, 2 cores. Interesting.
2 cores? I thought it was full.
Oh, it was only the... Really? I thought it was...
No, it looks like it's going straight full through.
Oh, okay.
Jobless Reincarnation is 2 cores.
I thought it was 11 episodes. Oh, really? They're doing... Wow. Okay, that means that they're, doing it quite often then. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but in terms of, the shows that stood out for me this week, you'd have to be Cells at Work Black and Horimiya. The only 2 non-sequel shows I'm watching.
Oh. Wait, did that time I got reincarnated as slime already got a first episode?
Its episode is airing tomorrow.
Well, there you go. We haven't actually seen everything yet.
The only 2 shows that I am... Well, 3 if we don't... 3 shows that I am watching that haven't aired yet are Dr. Stone, Log Horizon, and Slime.
But
what I was about to say is... Chewie, Horimiya's beautiful.
Oh.
Like, have you looked at some of the like visuals of it?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
The character design is impeccable.
Okay, so you're gonna hate me for this, but a lot of this, I don't know.
All right, Chewie, what do you hate?
It's not that I hate. Are they the Power Rangers?
I'm sorry, what?
Like, they have a hair color for almost every color. Are these guys the freaking, like, Super Sentai in disguise?
No, Lucas, but I do admit it is kind of weird that we have, like, out of the preview picture, every single one of them has a different hair color.
I mean, there's two greens, and, like, maybe that pink is different from that pink. Maybe that's, like, a weird maroon or something.
I love how I'm looking at the preview photo for Chewie, and the two greens are on opposite corners, and the two pinks are on opposite corners.
Yeah, but that pink in the bottom right's like a mauve almost. You can kind of argue that's like a weird pink salmon, while the top left is like almost like a sakura, a more
yeah,
darker.
I could see that.
But like literally, are these Power Rangers? Are these Super Sentai?
No, it's cool romance.
Are they gonna change into like Kamen Riders and kill baddies? There's a gray-haired guy too. Okay, this is
You see, people, when Chewie doesn't care about a show, he tries to meme it.
No, this looks like a Super Sentai in the works.
Well, it's definitely not a Super Sentai, whatever the hell that is.
It's basically Power Rangers, the original.
I mean, like definitely not that. God damn it, Chewie, you dork!
Oh no! Here, I'll show you. I'll show you the pictures.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
Like,
but no, Horimiya found a way to hook me in episode 1, just simply due to the main two characters' dynamic.
Okay.
Because one, it's beautiful, but two, the whole story is just about like, oh, what's your true self, right?
Mm.
Well, the high school girl who seems to be like this perfectly social butterfly with straight A's is actually just a brash dick. While on the other side, the gloomy otaku in reality is this very social person with a whole bunch of piercings and tattoos on him. And they start connecting because they end up showing them their true selves, and it's cute and adorable, and I'm already wanting to see episode 2.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make a reference to was it Flamenco, Samurai Flamenco? There you go. That's the vibe.
Samurai Flamenco. What in the actual hell is this?
This is basically this Super Sentai tokusatsu. It's basically tokusatsu in anime form.
Male model Masayoshi Hazama decides to fulfill his childhood dream, becoming. What the? I'm confused, Chewie.
It's a superhero anime about basically tokusatsu stuff. Literally, they reference every single tokusatsu thing ever imagined. So this is just giving me those vibes because there's just so much stuff.
Because characters have vibrant hair colors.
And they're all different. And they're all different heights. And they like, one of them has glasses. One of them is like, two of them has glasses. And like, they're long hair, twin tails, short haircut.
Wait, I want a timeout. You're saying Horimiya looks like some superhero show?
I mean, the way that the preview picture shows it, yeah.
Oh my god.
The way that it does, like, the whole family... What is it? Like... Oh, I forget what it's called now. Yumi and the... I don't know. I don't forget what it's called. Well, the Brady Bunch. Kind of the Brady Bunch kind of look. The whole
Yeah, Brady Bunch.
3x3.
I can see that.
The whole 3x3. It's not just a family thing. It's like
or Mia turning into fucking Power Rangers.
look, the backgrounds though too. Like literally, like different colors almost, except for like okay, well technically they're still green, but it's a different type of green. But literally, if you took this out of context,
I think the colors here are meant to represent emotions.
Yeah, but if you take this out of context, take out Horimiya and just put in frickin' just I don't know, something ridiculous like Goshiki Sentai, go Shiki Rangers or something, or Shiki Rangers. Literally, I'd be like, okay, so this is an anime form of Super Sentai.
Okay,
I'm okay with this.
I will give you that.
But oh yeah, I know it's not though. It's very slice of life comedy.
But the other show I wanted to talk about is Cells at Work Black.
Yes.
Holy crap. Like, holy crap. Just the simple change of like, oh, the body they're in is kind of bad. Kind of just changed the entire show to be like, it's hard to believe they're made in the same world, right? Because that first episode was rough as hell.
Oh, a lot of the white blood cells are female. They're all female.
No, they switched them up. So all the red blood cells in this one are male. All the white blood cells in this one are female.
Interesting.
And just like, but like that first episode was just a kick to the teeth and then some.
R.I.P.
Like, it's hard to believe, like, just straight up saying, oh yeah, now they're in a body of I joke around and said American, preferably Texas. That it's going to be an entire nightmare. But oh my god. Like, you got Cells at Work, the normal one where everybody's just happy and the platelets are these cheerful little children, right?
Aren't they like midgets in this one?
No, they're children, but like they're just angry. Like, one of the photos I put on the post I did on my review page was the girl just glaring through the boy with like, oh, what's the best way to describe that face?
Disappointment.
Oh, it was disappointment, but it was less disappointment, more disgust. Like, I'll just quickly send you a picture, but like, just this was the first scene we saw of a platelet in Cells at Work Black.
God, this guy has a lot of random supporting roles.
Look at that. Like,
annoyed as hell.
Like, look at that anger, and then we get the platelets in Cells at Work.
Who are Sunshine and Daisies.
Yeah, Sunshine and Daisies.
I know.
And these cute, adorable little helpers, and it's just like, oh my god.
Ne?
I'm just kind of amused that just a simple change like that turned it from, oh, we're just cute little girls to get the out of our ways for fuck's sakes.
Rip. Did Kimono Jihen actually get aired first episode? I didn't actually see that either.
Kimono Jihen?
Yeah. One by Ajado.
What are you talking about?
Kimono Jihen.
What the fuck's Kimono Jihen?
It's another yokai
one.
Oh,
here. Almost. Yes, it did.
It did? Okay.
Yeah.
That's one I was trying to watch, but I never got to see.
So I think Cells at Work Black could be... I think it has a chance to be a sleeper hit.
Well, I mean, the first one was really decent.
Yes, the original Cells at Work was fun, and it's back too, and it's just as quirky as ever.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I enjoyed
All right, let's talk about the 3 things I know you've at least seen. First up, Inuyasha.
New season. Okay.
Well, the second half has started.
Oh, well, I don't know what to call it. The second cour.
And it seems like they're going to now start pretty much focusing on the whole
dog arc
trying
thing?
to get the sister Towa and Setsuna, the memory, since the last episode had them finding the guy who was the reason why they got separated.
Oops, I accidentally moved my thing and it
What's
glitched
up?
out. I moved my headphone cable and it glitched out. But hey, yeah, I get you.
So it's going to be cool to see, but man, I know it's not possible due to ages, but if they make Rin the mother, I'm going to kill someone.
Yeah, I don't know. That
Like, it's physically impossible due to the fact that Rin was 8 during the majority of Inuyasha.
We have to remember as well that Sesshomaru doesn't really age the same way. Isn't he full demon or half demon or full demon? I forget.
I think Sesshomaru was full demon and Inuyasha was half demon.
So we have to remember that he ages way differently. So
well, I mean, he's not even Inuyasha and Sesshomaru haven't even aged in Yasahime.
Yeah, so we have to remember that too. So
but Rin's human.
Yeah, so if like you wait 12 or 15 years, which is probably not that long for them.
But Chewie, let me tell you this. Yeah, at the end of Inuyasha, right?
Yeah.
Rin was 11.
I know.
Yasahime only takes place about a decade and a half later. So you're telling me that...
So that means they would be decade and a half. So they would have to basically have done it right away.
Towa, Moroha, and them are all 14.
They would have had to done it right away.
Yeah.
I don't think it's Rin.
I pretty much said it like this. It's impossible to be Rin, but because of anime, I'm worried they're going to do something stupid. Because I find it incredibly... This is what I don't get. Why does the pirate guy that was helping them say that it's wrong for demons to love humans like Sesshomaru did? Like, you're telling me there's another person he loved other than Rin? Like, you see why I'm worried they're gonna do something stupid, right?
But what is the this is a Sengoku Jidai, right? Or like
a what?
This is like close to the Warring States period, right? Like it's like before or after.
I mean, I don't have the exact time of Inuyasha.
I remember they mentioned something about it, so I don't know, Marcel, because again, that was pretty far into the past.
I know because of like Rin's age and the girl's age in Inuyasha, that in Yasahime, it's almost impossible. Like, Rin was 11. Chewie, she would have to give birth to twins at 11.
History's kind of fucked up, Marcel.
Yes, history's kind of fucked up, which is why I'm saying I would not be shocked at all if they pull this bullshit. Because you saw in the picture I sent of you during the new opening where there's literally like Towa falling down into what is clearly Rin's arms.
Yeah. Or somebody that looks like Rin. We don't.
The reason I say it's almost certainly Rin is because that's how Rin glows, because she's stuck in the tree. Remember?
I don't know. I'm just gonna say. It's people married at a young age, Marcel. You have to remember that.
I know, and I'm going to hate it when they all of a sudden reveal that, yes, she is the other of them, and I'm just gonna.
It's historically accurate, and I'm sorry. Yes, right now it would be pedophilia for sure, and we would be all going to jail and stuff like that for watching this kind of stuff. But literally, it is historically accurate for that time. We just have, and we've learned from it. Okay, we are not supportive of that now, so let's cool off. We're not into that shit. But it's part of our history. We have to remember that. We've learned from our past, people. I don't know, though. Still.
I'm incredibly interested to see where this is going, because it seems like they're now going to be including, like, Inuyasha, Sesshomaru, Kagome, and the villain of the show, Kinamaru, into the show a lot more.
Yeah, the dog demon of the East?
Yeah, the guy who's, like, trying to take over what Sesshomaru didn't want.
Yeah. Which is basically his territory, right?
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, but, like, I can't deny that I am incredibly horrified at, like, the reveal that, Rin is actually the mother.
We're going to get a lot of gross Rule 34 from that.
Yeah, we are. It's going to be disgusting.
Even before it's even revealed, honestly.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, there's that.
Anyway.
The new opening and ending was okay, too.
The new ending's better. The new opening was all right.
I still like the original ones.
The original was a little more catchy, I will give you that.
Both ending and opening.
I like this new ending more.
Really? I kind of still like Break. I'm still disappointed that Six Tones hasn't released Spotify America hasn't gotten the rights for Six Tones.
Alrighty, but I want you to now talk to me about Skate and World Trigger.
Yeah. Oh yes, Skate with the infinity symbol after the SK to represent the 8 part. Okay. Bear with me, Marcel.
I'm bearing with you as much as I can. Where the fuck is Skate on this list, by the way? There we go.
By Bones. Okay.
Yep.
Bones Studio. Comedy Sports. Imagine yourself. You're in Okinawa. It is hot. It is like the I think it's actually still 2020 area, 2019. And you have moved from Canada to Okinawa with your mom. And you're half Japanese. And you were a snowboarding protege who wants to get a little bit of cash. You start working for a skateboarding shop with this red-haired, fiery dude who's really passionate about skateboarding and making boards. And you get and then you get caught up in this
the
local
world of S.
Basically the world of S. This underground skate club basically that converges on this abandoned mine area and the trail that goes to it. That's basically a skateboarding course that people use to face off against each other and just skate. And
so pretty much, is it Fight Club, the skateboarding edition?
Kind of, yeah, because anything goes. They can hit each other. They can throw shit at each other when they're skating. They just need to get to the very end first, and they'll do anything to do it. Oh, and the heated battles are called beefs, by the way. And you go in there, and you race for the first time in your life, and you go, this is very similar. And your vision starts to go crazy and shift over, and you see a snowy mountain as you descend down at like high speeds. And
wait. So you're telling me when he's skateboarding, he just pretends he's snowboarding?
No,
that's all he sees.
Well, no, it starts to get that way because at the beginning, he actually had to tape his feet onto the skateboard because he couldn't bounce on it. But because he's taped his feet, it gave him the kind of sensation of a snowboard in a sense. And he started to go down, and he started to feel it, feel the similarities between the two. But then he starts to realize the differences because he makes like crazy turns that you shouldn't be able to do on skateboards. And he realizes it because he almost half bails. And he's like, "Oh, right, this thing has wheels." And then slowly, then in the very middle, he starts to pick up speed, and he's like, "I get it. It's very similar." And then he shifts over into basically seeing snow, and he's got goggles on, and it's like snow just flying past him, and snow on the ground. It's dark. He's going at a faster speed, and then he just goes quiet. That is Skate, first episode, and that is so far has been pretty awesome. I really like this music to go with all this, like, this incredible first episode so far. The
music is pretty good.
It is ridiculous. The actual race at the very end, and where Longa, the boy that I was talking about here, the half Japanese Canadian, is just wow. I love it. The fact that you're incorporating technically two sports into one is like, I want to see where this goes. And then they make jokes at the end too when they're doing previews, like, "What did you eat in Canada a lot?" And he's like, "Poutine." What is the most common slang or whatever word? Sorry. They make just like the jabs at Canadians and everything. And I was like, "Come on, man. You don't gotta hit where it hurts." But no, when like Longa just started going into like the zone, pretty much, I felt that was pretty epic. And also the animation's pretty dope. There's times when like the actual skateboarding where it seems like the foreground and background are almost like a different animation style. I don't know. I don't think it's CGI. I'm not entirely sure about that. But it's still like, it doesn't take you out of it, though, is the thing.
I mean, that's what CGI should do. I mean, we're looking at X-Arm as a...
No, but the thing is, like, the anime model itself is not CGI. It still almost looks like it's traditional. It's just, like, edgier type of animation in a sense.
I mean, that means that CGI is doing a good job, in my opinion. Oh, my God.
I don't know if it's CGI, though, is a thing at that point.
Chewy?
Yeah?
Just time out for a second. I want you to take a look at this.
What?
Click it.
I'm not clicking on this.
Click it. Just take it to my anime list. It's
I'm
no
not
video.
It's
no video. It's no video or anything.
I don't want to look at it because it doesn't have a video. I don't want to look at it because it's X-Arm.
Yeah, Chewy, but I want you to show the lowest score in my anime list history.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That is a 2.42 right there.
I don't think I've seen anything in my anime list below 4.
Ugh, I don't. Oh, and also there's like basically a heel type of guy who's called Shadow, and he throws firecrackers at people, and he's got like the entire getup and everything, like a heel look. It's amazing. Oh my God, yeah, this entire show was just
Skate
first
seems
episode.
like it actually could be pretty good. I'll maybe pick it up.
I'm probably, but you know what? I'm not gonna get too hyped about it because I might get disappointed a little bit. But Bones has a pretty decent reputation, so I'm not going to assume anything yet. But I'm just gonna keep my hopes very minimum-ish. But so far, it's been good. Like, the animation has been very nice. The artwork is nice. The colors just like pop, man. It's so nice. Like the whole when you enter in the nighttime to look at the club and everything, and the beefs and everything, you can tell right away that they're like it's go time kind of thing. And oh yeah, and the opening Rude, I don't know if it's Rude A or Rude Alpha, but Paradise by Rude A or Rude Alpha. Wow. Just go listen. It's on Spotify right now, actually, if you're listening to this. Go on to Spotify, look up Rude A Paradise. Ugh.
I'll take a look at it for a while.
Okay. And then now we're going to go into the next one I've watched.
Yeah, World Trigger.
Okay, so... Okay. World Trigger is animated by Toei, and we all... Toei, sorry. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is animated by Toei.
So... I didn't expect much, honestly, because Toei's not that...
You've also seen, like, the first season, right?
Yeah. I had to, stop because I hated the filler arc that they did.
How long was World Trigger Season 1, anyway?
I think it was... 100...
Let's just pull it up here. I got a Crunchyroll. World Trigger 1. It was 73 episodes.
73 episodes? Yeah, under 100. It was there at the very almost end area, I'm pretty sure, or is it the middle? I'm not sure. Somewhere close to the end middle area, they did a full original filler arc. It was, I don't know, man. I forget if there was even a movie or something. I'm not entirely sure because there probably was a movie, but I was like, no, I can't watch this. I don't get it. I don't know why it's in here. This doesn't make any sense sometimes at that point, but I don't know. I didn't like that. So
what he's saying is filler issues strike again.
It was weird. I didn't watch it to the end, so I can't fully say anything about the filler arc, but I just didn't like how it started, honestly. Everything else was pretty decent.
Anyway, how are you enjoying the first episode of World Trigger?
No, it was. Oh, sorry. No, it was good. It's good. I've already read the manga up to the current chapter. I'm pretty sure. So this is pretty much the next main arc, the beginning of the next main arc, because the first season ended right after, I believe, the first invasion from neighbors, and now it's going into the second big attack that the protagonist would be participating in, and no, yeah, it starts off right away with a bang. They did not slow down. They did not try to drag on one episode full of nothing just to have it just started at the very end, you know? Okay, no, you gotta wait for second episode. No. They started off. They went right into it. They had the.
Oh, that's good. Oh my god.
They had the actual first parts of the attack happen, and then they actually set up a couple of the main fights too, except for the very big main one at the very end. They haven't set that one up yet, but basically to set up the main fights with the main neighbors already. So I'm happy with that. They've already put down some areas where it's, we're gonna go back, of course, because there's multiple fights going on with multiple different characters, and I feel like World Trigger kind of throws so many characters at you. Sometimes you can't remember everybody. I feel like that's another problem that happens a lot with animes or mangas with big casts. I think it's a little hard to keep it original, right? That. But somehow World Trigger sometimes it hit the nail on the head, and they got a lot of distinctive characters that stick out. But then there's the characters that support them that I'm who are these people? What's going on? So I'm kind of glad in most cases they're trying. I can tell that the mangaka is trying, and he's doing fairly well and differentiating everyone by trying to do as many different character models as possible and different abilities and different color schemes and stuff like that. But sometimes it's a little hard to keep up, honestly, with so many characters they got. But yeah, so they've started putting up the the foundation for all the fights, and then of course they're gonna go back to it and they're gonna show them all off, and you're gonna be rooting for all the people that you only just kind of like got to know for like several episodes when they were first introduced in first season. So it's interesting. I like it. I want to see more. I want to see where it goes, and I want to hopefully not see a big downgrade in the animation. So far, it hasn't been too bad. I didn't notice anything too crazy, but then again, I didn't watch it for a second time. And honestly, Marcel, another big thing is their music has been pretty decent. Their openings, at least, and endings have been pretty decent. Again, another decent one. Check it out. It's on Spotify again. It's called Force by Tomorrow X Together. It's like some boy band. Japanese boy band. But yeah, so far, alright. Looks like they've kind of polished off a little bit of the animation. Adding a lot more VAs, because a lot more characters are being introduced, especially with the enemies, and literally every single squad that they've met so far is coming back, or at least the main characters that stand out in each squad. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad World Trigger is hitting your biscuit, as they will call.
I wonder if they are actually getting all the VAs back, though. I didn't recognize any changes, so I don't know.
You never know. I mean, you have to look at
It's been like what, 5 years or something?
What, World Trigger?
Yeah, the sequel, like, I'm pretty sure came out 2014, Marcel. It's been 6 years.
Oh yeah, no, fucking World Trigger started in October 2014 and ended in April 2016.
Yeah, so technically, from the first episode, it's been 4 years since the last episode, but 6 years since the very beginning. So, I'm hoping that most of the staff come back, because
it's kind of surprising it came back, if you ask me.
I've seen that the main cast is actually back, so I'm cool with that. So
now, before we get to the main topic today, which is also going to be revolving around the seasonal anime, I want to bring up one anime that's going to be airing that we aren't watching because we have standards, but I want to ask Chewy to give him a little. What do you think the reaction is going to be to Redo of a Healer?
Okay, so
because Chewy, Redo of a Healer was picked up.
Was it Sony?
No. High Dive.
Wait, what?
High Dive has been around for a while.
The producers are Atlantis and Glowvision?
Yeah, High Dive's been around for a while. They've picked up animes from time to time. They seemingly don't pick up a lot of simulcasts, though.
Are we talking about the dub version?
Well, no, they're picking up the simulcast as well.
They're picking up the simulcast as well.
Yeah. Because, I mean, by all intents and purposes, High Dive is the only thing that would willingly picked it up.
Oh, boy.
But yes, Chewy, I want your question, because if you look at Redo of a Healer, that photo looks innocent as all hell, doesn't it?
Yeah, that one is.
But, like, I'm just going to straight up ask, how the did this get made?
I'm not going to ask, really.
No, it's a serious question, because I'm reading through. some of the stuff, right? Just to, understand why this is a nightmare. And like, it starts off with our main protagonist being like pretty much abused by the girl for 4 years. And then it's just like, oh, you know what? I'm going to turn her into that. Like,
yeah.
Again, how does something like this get approved?
Yeah.
Like, this has, like, official releases. Like, if you look at the wiki, the wiki for it, to complete his revenge, he transforms her appearance to suit his taste, erases her memories. After arriving at the inn with the amnesiac flair, he convinces her that she is his slave and a lover before the two have passionate sex. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
It's not just the fact that it's like yes, the main concept and everything is just really bad, and the notions that they also kind of impose in a sense are also really bad, because there's like hints of rape and a whole bunch of other stuff on top of it. And it's basically a rape fantasy times revenge porn in a sense.
What it is. Like, for fuck's sake, you go back and you see that Norn, Flair's sister, goes in to see that her sister's been turned into a dog-like state and then is sexually assaulted by her.
Yeah.
Like, again, this is a published novel.
Yeah. It's a published manga, too.
Like, how is this shit even acceptable?
I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg, really, buddy. There's a lot of other stuff that's really bad.
I know, but like people have been complaining that like this is gonna be canceled, like interspecies reviewers. No, interspecies reviewers was at least charming, right?
Yeah, as dirty as, or not dirty, but like as raunchy as their concept was, it wasn't.
At least it was charming. At least it
wasn't like dark.
Like, at least it tried to create a world, right? Here it's just like, nah, let's just have our main character go back and rape every single person he can.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Sentai Filmworks has licensed the anime.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that too. They also try to justify the character tries to justify it a lot too, and it's just like, you're just digging a freaking grave right here, dude. Like, a hole. Just put yourself in a hole. Just stay there.
Think about this. Oh, you were abused, raped, sodomized, and everything by that girl for 4 years, and you have the power to travel back in time. Why not just stop her?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what happened to just, I know of her atrocities. I can get her arrested. I can have her shamed. Nope. I'm going to brainwash her into my deviant lover who will do whatever she wants.
Or no, he wants, but yeah. It's truly, the entire downfall was just like right there. The guy is so, I guess they're trying to say the guy was so defamed and like abused and broken that he goes back in time and he's still broken.
And yet they paint him as the hero.
I mean that's it.
Yeah.
There's another thing on top of that. It's just that his character is just so bad and like trying to justify everything. All of his decisions be like, just because it doesn't, this is my revenge or whatever. It's like, okay, dude, we get it. This is basically, again, two sets of words, or no, sorry. Well, yeah, basically two sets of like combined words here for genre wise that basically sum it up, is rape, fantasy, and revenge porn.
Yep. And the first episode of it officially airs in just over 2 days.
Lovely.
Just over a day.
Lovely.
And like, I cannot wait to see the explosion on the internet.
Yeah. Oops. Oh, there's a random error message all of a sudden. I love Windows sounds. Yay,
but I wanted to use the last bit of this episode to talk about isekais. Because there's a lot of isekai airing this summer, this winter. It's winter, right? It's cold. Yeah, it's winter. We got stuff like, of course, Slime is back, which is great in its own right. Log Horizon is back again. I don't know how. ReZero's here again. Another great one. We got freaking the Spider anime.
Oh yeah, I'm a spider so wet.
I watched its first episode, and two things. One, it was absolutely hilarious. I enjoyed every single moment of it. I thought the CG in it wasn't that bad in the slightest, too.
Yeah, I found a spider manga actually pretty funny, honestly.
And what I will also say is, oh no, she's hot.
The spider?
Dude, that hair she has when she gets the more humanoid form.
What? Oh. Oh no. She's hot. Oh my god. Stop it.
Fuck off.
Oh,
we
and
can
then
be
there's
degenerates.
Oh, and jobless reincarnation.
Well, I will get to jobless reincarnation in a second, but I wanted to mention one more thing about Spider, is that I didn't realize it was going to be a story about multiple people being reincarnated.
Yeah, it was
like, I think that's something that was like tempted by Ari Fureta, but of course Ari Fureta was a piece of shit, so nobody talks about that. But I generally hope that it works out well, because the idea of like bringing multiple people into a new world and seeing how they react to their changes it's interesting to me. I mean, for love of God, we already had a male turn into a girl.
Yeah.
And like your spider, but I also, what I'm really looking forward to is I want to see how they react to when they see people who they were friends with in high school all of a sudden be like your enemy, right?
I mean, I think I don't know if this is a light novel or not, but in the manga so far that I've read of this one, they've only touched on it a few times that her classmates were also reincarnated, and they mentioned it a fair bit.
Well, I mean, they already revealed a couple of them already.
Yeah, but so I was just saying that in the manga though, they actually didn't show too much, honestly, of that. They did for sure mention it later on a fair bit, and then they made nits and bits, but they never actually showed too much. They didn't actually go and show their story just yet, at least what I've read so far. So,
well, like in the anime, we were already revealed to Shlon Filmos, the teacher who turned into an elf. Carnatia, the one who turned from boy to girl. We haven't revealed to this one yet, but like we've seen quite a bit of them already.
Again, it doesn't really. I don't know if this gets revealed later on in the story. Maybe they just decided to put it in this one in the adaptation for the anime, which is awesome. I think that's pretty cool. They add a little bit more to talk about, but in the original manga that I've read so far, the very beginning, at least, it's not a lot of mentioning, honestly. nor kind of do they go and like show their journeys that much in the beginning, at least. And that may change later on in the manga as they go further down, but so far, no. But yeah, I like that in the anime adaptation. But yeah,
I generally think there's a lot that this can go on. Again, I was really impressed with it. It was, the thing I was most impressed with, it was genuinely funny, that first episode.
Oh yeah, no, it has its moments for sure. And it is pretty funny when it gets to comedic bits. But you were talking about isekais. There's a lot.
The reason we wanted to talk about isekai is because a lot of people consider jobless reincarnation as the father of modern isekai.
And you say modern because...
like 2012.
People seem to forget. But yeah, there definitely was a big wave that happened basically right after the jobless reincarnation manga hit off. But people seem to forget that isekai was kind of already a thing. I guess it wasn't technically considered isekai at that point, at least the term.
That's kind of what people put it, though. Is like it wasn't considered isekai, and jobless reincarnation is the thing that...
Well, that's because there was just a huge flush. That's the thing. Everybody wanted to do isekai. Back in the day, though, it was like it's an idea that pops up, but it didn't popularize it or something, or turn into this hot thing that everybody wanted to do, and basically forced writing competitions and whatever anime script competitions to have to ban as a genre because it was so popular and it was just so many of the same thing basically. But yeah, people just forget that it was a thing. Like, remember Inuyasha? That was... Yeah,
Inuyasha's actually an isekai.
Inuyasha's an isekai. Yes. So it's like, well, I mean, they introduced different versions of it, like Sword Art Online and Hack, with the whole video game thing.
Sword Art Online came out after this.
No, but yeah, I was just, you kind of forget that too, but Hack was 2002, and then there was like... No, Sword Art Online was 2002, though.
Huh?
Wasn't Sword Art Online 2002?
Are you talking about like the light novel release? Oh, son of a bitch.
Maybe? I thought
the self-published, yes, but the one where it started to really take off started publishing around... The first official volume of Sword Art Online was 2009.
Yeah, so, again, but still technically 2002, right? So...
Yeah, you can make the case the self-published parts were 2002.
Yeah, and then, like, we kind of forget about that in a sense.
Yeah, no, you do when you think about it.
Spirited Away. Technically, isekai.
Okay, we get it. We get it.
Like, even freaking Studio Ghibli touched that shit. Like, yeah, just we totally forget. There was a lot of anime in the past that was isekai. It's just that jobless reincarnation somehow reincarnated the most, just like a huge tsunami wave of culture at that point.
Yeah,
was just like, everybody wants to do isekai now because, like, hey, look at the possibilities. Look at what you could do. Like, oh, this is so amazing. And I think also, when did Mushoku come out? Like 2010 or 2012?
Who?
The Jobless Reincarnation. When did the manga or whatever first came out?
When did it start releasing? I believe it was 2000. Let me see. Pull it up. Mushoku Tensei. It has its official release on 2012. Yeah.
Oh, I also forgot to mention Digimon Adventure. Come on. The original Digimon. Kids get transported into like a digital world with monsters. Come on.
Yeah, you're right.
And okay, so 2012, Jobless Reincarnation starts. You know what? I think also another big thing that happened during that to basically popularize it in a sense, or to make it trendy, or make it just, a thing, a subculture. Is, I think during that time, a lot of people started to just, was that more when, like, I was gonna say, fuck, God damn it, Marcel, what are we referred as now?
I'm sorry, what?
Our generation, what is referred to? The big...
Gen Z?
No, we are not Gen Z.
Gen X?
Nope, we are the ones after the boomers.
Millennials?
Yes, there we go. I believe during that time, basically 2012, was when it wasn't Gen Z just yet. I'm pretty sure, because Gen Z was maybe like, what, 2000. They were turning to 12 years old. Maybe around that time, 2012, 13, 14 area. Most of the people, most at least of the millennials, were like adults, young adults, very young adults, to like, say 18 to 20, 25, 26? I was going to say basically millennials, they started to burst out, right, with their whole, like, okay, boomer kind of thing, like, comparison of what's going on now to in the past, and blah, 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 blah. How, like, trying to, I guess, stand out, right, in a sense, and say we're not all the same. That's basically, I think, when millennial culture, again, another, I don't know, subculture coming out, just started to boom. They're like, okay, we're millennials and stuff like that. Because, like, when did the term honestly come out? Remember, Marcel? It's like more like 2000. It was around that time, I feel, 2010, somewhere in there, right? Because like, I never heard the word millennial before high school. I don't think,
I don't think I have either.
I don't think I remember hearing the term millennial, like, show up until after we graduated, honestly. Or at least maybe senior year. Did you?
No.
So I feel like when the millennial culture started going off, then people were like, oh, it's a common thing to be depression, and like, or to be depressed, and if you need help to come out, and stuff like that, and all these extra stuff going up, like being open to transgenders, gays, and gender fluid, everything. Like, it was like it was open season, basically, Marcel. Being open and tolerant to everything was basically around that time, the 2010s. Right? So at that point, people, I think, somehow tied Isekai with, like, being transported to another world. This whole, like, fantasy, basically, being transported to another world, whether it's being reborn in it, being completely just, like, thrown into a new world, having OP powers and stuff like that, was just, like, I don't know, like, half of a fantasy, half of a kind of a weird, I don't know, self-pleasuring thing that might have been a product of being
self-pleasuring, right?
Being basically open about being depressed and stuff like that, like, ties in with depression and ties in with the whole NEET culture and stuff like that.
Because can I point something out? I decided to look a little bit into this series because Chewy's talking about a lot and seems to be getting a lot of hype, right?
Yeah.
When I see stuff like, oh, the main character has 3 wives and like 17 children, it kind of makes me want to blow my eyes out.
Honestly, Marcel, this isn't the worst, though.
It isn't the worst. It isn't the worst. I will give you that.
And we also have to consider, sure, the end product, just looking at it on paper, is like, what the fuck? Like, what a fucking, I don't know, simp or whatever, or like, just
no, but I don't think it's
or...
bad like that. I think it's just, man, this really turns into a fever dream at the end, doesn't it? Like, the way I said it when I was talking about it is that I'm interested to see how they do it. Right?
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like you have to. I'm pretty sure you got to give Mushoku a chance at least to spin the tale.
But when we're going to stuff like polygamy and all that, and I saw this trivia thing, right? this was what really got me. Right? All of Rudius's wives seem to get pregnant right before he goes on a journey somewhere. What the actual fuck?
Oh man.
Like, I can't be the only one who thinks a bit like that, right?
It's honestly, there's already some like pretty different stuff already at the very beginning of this anime that you'll or manga and anime that you'll probably be like, what?
Like, I will say,
this?
Definitely not redo of a healer. Like, what the fuck?
No,
but it's just like, really, we're going this route.
This is basically like OP Hero Fever Dream.
And,
this is like
God.
It almost seems like a fanfic of some guy just going like Isekai. Was just given Isekai as the genre to write about, and he just did not know anything of like, did not know how to write a story whatsoever, did not know how to actually bring up a likable character or anything like that, and just went off on like, woo, it's a good time all around.
Yeah, pretty much, because that's what it feels like. It's also a little creepy that we got a 34-year-old man in a body of a little kid, and he's actively like talking about sexual things, and I'm just like, okay, that's creepy.
Yeah, it's yeah, but I don't know. I think
I will say the art is really good.
No, yeah, it's good. Honestly, I feel a tiny bit of the story does redeem it, like the progression and everything.
Well, I character development. Like I said, I'm interested to see if they can make me not rip my eyes out, because when I see the fact that our main character has 3 wives and like, well, okay, I'm just going to take a look to see exactly how many children he has right now.
And we also have to remember that was like one version of the light novel. There was like the manga adaptation and the anime adaptation.
Right, he's got
and light novels can be also later on rewritten and stuff like that.
He's got 6 kids from 3 different wives.
There you go.
His father at least had 2 wives.
And that part gets kind of interesting.
Hey, it's 2 cores. We're probably going to see a lot of it. I think it'll be good. I don't think it's going to be bad. But when I saw that, like, he has like 3 separate wives and all that, that kind of threw me off. And I'm like, is this like just an isekai fever dream? Like, is this just like
just some guy stroking himself off, basically?
Like what a guy dreams of, right?
Is this what a Japanese weeb wants in his life?
Pretty much, really.
Oh my god! But yeah, no.
Like that's the best way to explain it. Is this like some dream of some otaku nut job, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like half of the isekais that come out that are actually published as mangas or written as light novels and somehow see the light of day mostly are power fantasies. Power fantasies and like
I will agree with you on that.
And sexual fantasies in a sense too.
I wouldn't say sexual fantasies.
Oh,
I think
my God, you have not read enough isekais. You have not read enough isekais. Holy crap!
Watch a lot.
No, it's not. It's not even watching. There's just so many of them, Marcel. It's just
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's the main thing that really caught me off guard when I was looking into this one. I'm like, oh, we have polygamy as a main topic.
Yeah. The thing is, later on, I'm gonna say right now as well, is that they actually bring up some really interesting, like they kind of nitpick themselves almost in a sense. In some moments, like he starts to just really talk about some, like, how should I say, analyze his own situations at times. He keeps forgetting about who he is technically, because he keeps forgetting that he's reincarnated, right? So I like that. I like that he's the 34-year-old Rudius needs to realize that his situation, and he needs to walk himself through it once more. And then he's also got to, since he has personal ties to like his past, that like it's not the present, it's not where he is right now. He needs to figure out like where he stands with like his family now in the present, and like, and not compared or hold feelings from his past, because this is completely different, right? This is a whole new situation for these people, and he needs to completely see it that way, that this is a new wipe. He keeps forgetting that, and that's awesome that they talk about this stuff. I think that's very how should I say, I think that was kind of a refreshing look at isekai, in a sense that this author was making his main character think a lot and realize that, oh, this is an isekai. Like, I'm in another world. I'm another person technically, and I can't.
And also just like he's gonna just boink them all.
I mean, you may be surprised to hear this. It's kind of a slight spoiler, I guess, but he becomes a quagmire, and somewhere in the middle.
A what?
A quagmire.
What the fuck's a like? Are we talking Glenn Quagmire or actual Quagmire?
Like, do you not know what the term is? Let's see.
Let me just Google it. An awkward, complex, or hazardous situation.
He becomes impotent, Marcel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he already had like 7 kids, so why does that matter?
No, but the thing is, like literally the first time that he actually does anything, and by the way, it's not that like quick or anything, and it's actually not that bad either. It's quite. It doesn't happen too early. Basically, it doesn't happen very early. It doesn't happen like really awkwardly.
I'm glad, because Chewie at the start of the show, he's 5.
Yeah, of course not. It's not gonna be that soon. But literally, right afterwards, he becomes impotent. After his first time, he becomes impotent.
Obviously doesn't becomes like stops being impotent if he has 7 kids.
Yeah, but apparently he was with it for so long. Being impotent. It was like, okay, interesting. Guess we'll go down this chapter then. But yeah, you wouldn't think though that every a normal isekai would go that route, huh? But that's something new too.
Isekai, that's more just actual human beings.
Yeah, and just
I love how they just called him a quagmire in the FF.
Oh yeah, they do. They call him a quagmire just because he's impotent. Like, this whole situation is kind of weird, because like he like explains it to people, and they're like, "Oh,
yeah." And in the end, he has again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kids.
That's 6 kids, everybody." But yeah, anyways, I think Mushoku. The reason why Mushoku Tensei kind of splurged this whole, or not splurged, but like ignited the fire of isekai subculture was because it would kind of a fresh new look at it. Also, I feel like this one at least was one of the few ones where they showed that the character was a kind of OP at times, but then showed the complexity of it, that he himself still wasn't, and he had something to develop as a character.
Oh, and didn't he then make his wives like the leaders of it, like the figureheads of his religion?
I'm not gonna comment on that because I don't know, honestly, at the very end.
Like, if I remember, I read up, like, I'm gonna pull up the Mal thing because it gives character descriptions, right? Jobless reincarnation, Mal. Let's click 1. Let's click Roxy. Yeah, sir. Her panties serve as a relic of the goddess of wisdom enshrined in the basement.
Oh, okay. So this, I gotta tell you this right now, Marcel. This is actually one of the comedic parts. A
cloth stained from her virgin blood serves as the goddess of love enshrined in the basement. What the fuck? What were you?
So this, Marcel, is this is part of the comedic part. So you'll have to wait and see, honestly. I think you're gonna laugh just as much as you're laughing right now just reading the description, but you're gonna realize that, oh my god, this is not it wasn't the fact that it wasn't on purpose. It was just that he didn't exactly mean it to spread in a sense, but it's because he took it so seriously so far. Something happened because of it. And he lures a few people into also follow along his stupid-ass religion. Oh my god. But no, yeah, when it gets to that part, I think you'll enjoy it. But yeah, as I said before, I think Mushoku was a good blend of everything from comedy to not only being a power fantasy a little bit and a sexual fantasy and whatever, just a fantasy, a fever dream, as you said before, in general. It's just, it's still incorporated a good enough of like writing and character complexity and development a bit.
Everybody calls it the father of modern isekai, and it's just
because of that. Honestly, I feel like it's that, because combination of good storytelling, different type of isekai approach, honestly, because I don't think at that point every isekai character was OP. It's just that this was a new formula, and the way that was brought out, the character development, the art style as well was really, actually the manga was really good as well. Honestly, I get it. I get why it's called that.
I can understand that to an extent. I am definitely interested to see if this show doesn't fall apart in my eyes, because again, everything that I've seen at the end just kind of makes me go, I want whatever drugs the author was on, because they seem to make him do some just bug nut stuff.
And you know what? I gotta thank Jobless Reincarnation for bringing us all the good stuff, but at the same time, the bad stuff as well. So, real quick, Marcel, I'm gonna show you all the bad isekais that I know of.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
I'm gonna see how much of them I actually know. All right, Chewy.
Okay.
Give me your top 5, your worst top 5.
Well, worst top 5, really. I was just gonna just tell you all the bad ones.
Okay, well then just tell me. Go quickly. Go. Move now. Go.
The time I got reincarnated with myself in another world on my smartphone.
Oh my god, I remember that one. I watched it just because, might as well, right?
Oh.
It was one of the worst things I have ever seen in my life.
Oh, so bad. Okay,
And
this
they go the polygamy route too, mind you.
That went hardcore polygamy.
Yeah, I'm looking at it and that's 9, okay. 9 fiancés. Huh. That's been going on since 2013, and it has 22 volumes.
Yeah.
Japan.
Okay, this isn't that bad as in comparison, but it's still meh. It's not the best though. Isekai Cheat Magician.
I couldn't even get through the first 3 episodes of that. It was some of the blandest things I have ever seen, along with some of the worst art direction.
Oh God. Ifureta from Commonplace to World's Strongest.
Look. I'm gonna say this: Arifureta's bad in its own point, in a large part due to the fact that Asareed was just drunk as hell when they made this. But we really need to stop and look that Arifureta's whole entire premise is garbage. We got this protagonist who's like, I'm gonna kill anybody who gets in my way, and he bends down to the latest woman who wants to suck his fuck. Yeah.
Okay, so this one, it's not like it was bad. It was just, I just looked at it and go, why? Do you love your mom and her 2-hit multi-target attack?
I refuse to watch that show. I'm never gonna watch it. There is nothing anybody can do to actually make me watch Okasan.
Oh my God.
Like, who thought this was an idea? Really?
Did we forget about the really... Okay, the one that I had a little bit of hopes for, and I just instantly just died after a couple episodes. Kimono Michi. The one about wanting to make a pet store in another one world, but he was a wrestler.
Yeah, that one had potential.
Yeah, but it just sucked ass.
It was made by the guy who did Konosuba.
Yeah, but he just tried so hard to make it Konosuba, basically.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
That was so... it could have been something amazing by just, trying its best to be focusing more on the pet store arc than all this fucking bullshit comedy that it's trying to do.
Like, I will say, there were moments with Hanako the Dragon Girl that were actually touching. But, the entire show was just painful.
Oh.
I literally... It's as you said, though. It literally was just the author trying to redo Come On Michi.
Yeah.
He was just trying to do another Konosuba. I actually create in my reviews, I do a review, and when I'm really angry at a show, I do a crucifixion. I crucified it because it was just he literally tried to. Is it he or she?
He.
Okay.
Or the guy who made it, or
yeah, the guy who made it.
I'm pretty sure it's a he.
Who's the writer?
I'm pretty sure it's a he, is it not?
Natsumi Akatsuki.
Oh, maybe a girl, then never mind.
Let me just Google it. Natsumi Akatsuki. Natsumi Akatsuki. Give me a record. Is there really? I don't know. Who cares? But as I was about to say, it's like the author literally just tried to do another Konosuba.
Yeah.
And completely forgot what made Konosuba so enjoyable. So what's next on your bad isekais that I've somehow watched? Lucas? Guys, I think the bad isekais have killed Lucas.
Hello?
Hi, Lucas.
I think you should remember this one. I can't find it now. Oh my god, it was... Oh, I'm standing on a million lives.
Oh my god.
That is technically an isekai as well.
That actually is an isekai.
Yeah, it is.
It's one of the few shows I've ever dropped after episode 1.
Oh man.
Like, I wish I was kidding, but no, it was literally one of the few shows I've actually ever dropped after episode 1.
So bad.
Like, they write this main protagonist in such a corner in the first episode that I'm just like, okay, how am I supposed to get any enjoyment from this, right?
Mm.
He's like, it's again, they're trying to do the whole edgy protagonist and they just fail miserably at it.
I mean, this wasn't too bad because I like the whole war and type of like kingdom development, medieval historical development kind of thing. But it kind of flip-flopped him back sometimes. It was an interesting concept. I think they could have done better. But Master of Ragnarok and Blessing of EHRPG, whatever. The guy
Oh
would basically
yeah. That was I heard of this one. It's got even worse ratings.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Actually, one of the few I haven't watched just because it's got like it just looks so typical isekai. Like you could literally watch that. What was that one made by the Sword Art Online author? What was it? No, it's not that. No, it's not that. No. Damn it. Not the Sword Art Online author. Oh, fuck. It aired a couple years ago. Oh, what's its name?
While you figure that out, I'm going to run to the washroom real quick.
Yeah,
Again,
hold
times
on.
2.
Yeah, I am forgetting its name, but it's on the tip of my tongue. I want to say it's... Oh, my goodness. I swear to God, if I remember the name... Like, I swear to God, when I see it, I will remember the name and I will just, like... I fall off laughing because why did I forget it? Oh my God. It is literally on the tip of my tongue. What the hell is its name? It aired a couple of years ago. It was 26. Oh, I found it. Yeah, that. I will tell you guys the name once Lucas gets back. Hopefully he gets back soon. Lucas, for the love of God, get back. Lucas. Yeah, I mean, I will look at Risu art. Gamba Risu. I have to say the Indonesian Hololive people are pretty good. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. What the hell am I looking at? Anyway, so yeah, no, when it comes to isekai's fun, isn't it?
I didn't. Did you figure it out? I didn't.
Yeah, I figured it out. I was just waiting for you to get back because
What is it?
You ever watched this special show?
Oh yeah, Death March.
Yeah, you've watched Master of Ragnarok.
Basically.
Yeah, I love how they're like, there's so many main characters.
But at the same time, it's like, I like the aspect of the whole war thing and developing a place. So, yeah. And this one I don't think you have heard of, so we'll wait for that. But there was also Grimgar, Marcel.
We don't talk about Grimgar, Chewie.
It was just really sad and boring.
We don't talk about Grimgar, Chewie.
I had hopes for it because it was trying to do it in like a non-video game-esque kind of way with everything. But
look, Grimgar is beautiful. But if you want to talk about shows that do nothing nothing at all, Grimgar is one of them.
Yeah.
Grimgar literally does nothing. And then kills off one of its protagonists is just like, feels sorry for him. I'm like, how am I feel sorry for him when I barely even remember who he is?
And then this one, I don't think you've seen it all or read it all, but it's called Parallel Paradise. And the main aspect of this one, Marcel, is that there are no men in this world. Or at least good men in the series.
What, are you actually talking about Worlds and Harem?
No, it's called Parallel Paradise. And I'm sorry, it exists. It's a woman-only world, and he's the first man that appears in centuries. This is the main character.
Oh, joy.
And get this, thanks to that, females in this world have absolutely no resistance towards him, and a single touch makes everyone incredibly aroused. And then he's ordered by people in that world to mate with all these girls. Oh my god. There's so many like this too. There's another one called Isekai Mikyu de Harem, which is basically the dude's just making a harem.
Isekai Mick what?
Mikyu de Harem O. It is literally a harem in an alternate world dungeon.
Chewie, its English name is called Slave Harem in the Labyrinth of the Other World.
Well, if you translate it directly, it doesn't come out as that, but yes, that's pretty much it, though. And an anime television series adaptation has been announced for it.
I'm sorry, what?
Yep,
Oh,
apparently.
motherfucker, you're right.
Oh my god. And then
Good isekai, like, Outbreak Company.
I forgot to say this, but there's just a bazillion more which are so bad. It's not just like their stories are trash and their characters are trash and everything is trash, but like art style is trash too. It's just
like what about Outbreak Company? What about Dog Days? Like,
okay, yeah. So we gotta also mention, yes, the good ones. Outbreak Company, Dog Days.
Didn't I say to make my abilities average in the next life is a cute little comedy?
Yeah.
In terms of power fantasy, Chewie, would it surprise me to tell you how much I love Wise Man's Grandchild?
No, because it actually kind of makes itself very easy to approach, and then like the characters actually do something.
The best describe Wiseman and Grandchild, it's an isekai that is like an OP isekai that understands it's an OP isekai.
Basically.
And it was fucking hilarious.
The ambition of Oda Nobunaga. I know I hate, like, I really... this is basically a freaking another harem fantasy going on, and it's ridiculous. But Sengoku Jidai is basically a majority of the main historical figures being cute anime waifus was actually not that bad.
It's a big-titted anime waifu.
Yeah, but it was actually not that bad. I really actually enjoyed it.
A decent rating.
Because it was so... It didn't go as history, like... technically was supposed to be. It was supposed to be way more brutal and everything like that, right? But they actually tried to do it different. Oh, Ascendance of the Bookworm.
That is one of the better ones.
Cautious Hero wasn't too bad. It understood itself as being a kind of like a very comedic kind of look at stuff, but
yeah, then all of a sudden it gets super serious at the end.
Yeah, and the very end, it's like, oh my god, you understand like what the hell this guy was doing and like how he was actually connected to it. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna really mention Gate. I feel like Gate was kind of a meh. In between, it was
good.
It was okay at times, but then it was like,
when you watch a Gate, you start to realize
they were making basically Japan so good looking, pretty much.
Less about that. That was an issue, don't get me wrong, but you start to realize just how dark Gate is.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. People died, stuff like that.
Especially in season 2. And like I always enjoy Gate. I like Gate quite a bit. It's not perfect.
I think it was pretty average, honestly. I enjoyed the good parts, but like there were so many weird, like, I don't know if this is like half a recruit. I feel like it was half of a recruitment campaign sometimes, like for GDS.
Yeah, let's be real. We can't.
GDS.
Let's be real. We can't ignore the fact that the Japan Army did use it as a recruitment chapter.
Drifters. Okay. Real talk. Drifters. Even though the anime was not super popular or anything like, I don't know, actually. I feel it was pretty decent, but it didn't really go off. Drifters is still one of the best isekai stuff that I've ever been to, too. Like,
I'd put Drifters as pretty good, yeah.
It's a historical battle royale in a fantasy world with, like, all types of historical figures that technically died in our world, and they're in the art style of Hellsing, Marcel. Hellsing.
Yeah. Let's not ignore the fact that the main villain in the show is pretty much God.
I think there was supposed to be Gandhi or something. I don't think they've revealed it yet. But yeah.
Let's see if they reviewed it yet. The Black King.
I guess spoilers.
Who cares? It's not coming back.
While you're doing that, Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise is technically a isekai, which is a very good one. All the comfy shows like Izakaya Nobu, Restaurant in Another World, Reincarnated as a Sword, Overlord, Knights and Magic, Log Horizon, My Next Life as a Villainous, All Routes Lead to Doom, No Game No Life, again.
It really does show how, like,
The Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Like, there's so many good stuff, honestly, that came out of it. But at the same time, Sega of Tanya the Evil and Rise of the Shield Hero. But, like, again, ReZero. There's a lot of them. Like, we have to take the good with the bad, basically, Marcel, in this case.
We definitely do. What I will say, though, it's kind of interesting to see how Isekai has both grown and devolved in a sense. Like, it's devolved in the sense of, again, the stupidity stuff, right?
Like how bad it can get. It can get really bad.
But it's also evolved as in, like, there's been a lot of different stories told from isekais.
Yeah, and a lot of them turned out to be pretty good. At least, like, the good stuff that came out of it. It's like almost a little bit of a culling in a sense, but in kind of a morbid way. But yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing. It's like you don't see a lot of genres out there be able to tell multiple different types of stories, right?
Yeah, and all still being interconnected into like one sub genre, basically, but still have the potential to just be like completely different.
Yeah,
and not seem like they're connected at all, almost, in a sense. And I'm glad. I'm glad that kind of blew up, because again, we wouldn't have had these really good stuff come out. Oh, and of course, there's like a bazillion more that are terrible, but like we barely see. Honestly, if you're not paying attention to the manga world or like the light novel world, you don't see half of the bad. You don't see like even a quarter of the bad stuff.
Like everybody says, oh, there's a ton of isekai anime every year, and it's just like, yeah, there probably is, and there's probably a ton more in the manga and light novel.
Okay, so it's basically like ants. You see a couple ants hanging around this one area on the surface. Cool. You don't see the ant colony underground.
Yeah.
Basically.
But yeah, I think it's safe to say isekai is gonna stick around for a while.
I feel like we've talked about isekai now that we've talked about it again, but then again, deja vu maybe. I really hope I don't go back and just find out that we already did an isekai episode and we just did it again.
I don't think we've done an isekai episode. In the end, if we did, we probably didn't go as depth for this. We've been talking for over an hour now.
2 hours.
Well, I'm talking about an hour basically on this.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But also, I think that's also a good time to end it, since I don't think there's much more we could talk about, can we?
No, not really. Let's just say we've come to the conclusion that yes, isekai there's a lot of them.
There's a lot.
And there's a lot of bad stuff. But from the bad,
say isekai is probably the biggest genre out there right now.
It's the biggest genre, the most popular one. And even though Jobless Reincarnation probably was the father of the new generation, there was technically isekais in the past as well, and you know what? Called out the good stuff, basically. At least for the people that are watching. It basically
and burned down the bad stuff.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
And I actually can't wait to see what comes in the future, because I feel like there's an infinite more possibilities we can go with here. With isekais.
Yeah, there definitely is. Isekai...
Or not infinite, but like a bit more. I feel like there's a bit more.
Isekai definitely has more openings to tell stories than, say, sports.
Yeah, because like you either got to make up a fake sport, and it could go either way with that, or you make one about a really popular sport, or you make one about like a not so popular one. Yeah, like it's got to exist, right, in a sense. Yeah, but isekai, it's like you got so many options, really. You gotta just think about it a bit more. That's all.
You could talk about big titty Eldar girlfriends,
or you could be basically have a guy be reincarnated as like the complex AI of a space battleship, which
or you can have a guy be reincarnated as a freaking sauna. That's a thing.
Yeah, I know. It's a hot spring. Yeah, hot spring. I know. You got reincarnated as a hot spring. I know.
Anyway, I think that's going to be it for this episode, whatever number it is.
I think it's 7 or 8.
Chewy, sign us off.
Hi, this is AR. Oh. Okay, well, Hi, this is ARPG. This has been Chewy. And this is Guru. We're, I'm mumbling and, okay. Have a good night. Thank you for listening. Hope you're doing well. Stay safe. Bye.